This lesson is polar coordinate part 2. So last example we did polar to rectangular. Now we do rectangular to polar. Okay, so here is an example. -1, negative square root 3. This is your x, this is your y. This is in rectangular. When you see x, y, it is in rectangular. Okay, so let's label it where it is. X is -1, so from here to here is -1. Negative square root 3, and y is negative, so from here to here is negative square root 3. This is where the x, y point is, the rectangular coordinate, and this is your r. Okay, so 0 going up, 0, positive 90, positive 180, positive 270. If it's negative, you will go down. Okay, 90 is pi over 2, pi is 180, 270 is 3 pi over 2. Okay, so one more time. X negative, so on this side, the left, y negative, this side, go down. Okay, so this point is -1 square root 3. And it is in third quadrant. Okay, this is in third quadrant. So first of all, we need to find r. So x squared plus y squared equal r squared. So we know the number, just plug them in. -1, negative square root 3. So -1 squared, positive 1. Negative square root 3, negative and negative, positive. Square root and square cancels out, so I get 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. We don't want r squared, we want r, so square root it, so it becomes 2. Again, r is always positive, never negative. Okay, so we know what r is. Now we need to find the angle. Angle is always tangent -1. Angle is always tangent -1 power. This is the inverse. Okay, this is called inverse. Tangent to the -1. Every time when you see that -1, that means inverse. Okay. All right. So it is y over x. Y over x. So we know what y is. Negative square root 3. We know x is -1. Negative and a negative become positive square root 3. So right here, again, use the chart or your calculator. It will come out to be pi over 3 or 60 degrees. Okay, again, square root 3. In your chart or calculator, it will give you 60 degrees or pi over 3. Okay, now, again, this right here is from the chart and also from your calculator. So square root 3 inverse, tangent inverse square root 3 is 60 degrees. Okay. All right. And since this is in quadrant 3, since it is in quadrant 3, we have to add pi. One more time. Since it is in quadrant 3, how do I know it's quadrant 3? Because x is negative, y is also negative. So quadrant 3. Okay. All right. So be careful because this is in quadrant 3. Okay. Quadrant 3. Therefore, you have to add pi to it. So now it is 4 pi over 3. This is the angle that we're looking for. Okay. Again, we are in quadrant 3. So we have to add pi, which comes out to be 4 pi over 3. Okay. All right. So be very, very careful of that. And then 4 pi over 3, which is 240 degrees. Okay. Now, how do I get 4 pi over 3? So just pretend that there's a 1 underneath here. There's a 1 underneath here. Okay. There's a 1 underneath. Cross multiply. Pi times 1 is pi. 3 times pi is 3 pi. So 1 plus 3 pi, 4 pi. And then 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, so one more time. Cross multiply. Pi times 1 is 1. 3 times pi is 3 pi. So 1 plus 3 gives me 4. And then 3 times 1 will be 3. Okay, so which is 4 pi over 3. Okay, and then again, radians is difficult to visualize, so you can change that into degrees if you want. Okay, so So be very careful of that. Okay. And then that comes out to be 240 degrees. Okay. All right. So again, let me show you the calculator. Okay. You can do this with your phone calculator. It's the same thing. If you have one of these, or phone calculator does the same. Okay. Or if you have any higher calculator, more advanced calculator, it also do the same. So tangent inverse. So second, tangent inverse right here, tangent inverse. There's a tangent. Put the square root 3 in. So square root. So second, square root. There it is. Put the 3 in. Okay. Close parentheses. And then press equal. 60 degree. Okay. 60 degree right there. Okay. All right. So that's how you find the answer. But because you are in quadrant 3, you have to add pi to it. Okay. Add pi to it. And that comes to be 4 pi over 3, which is 240 degrees. So right here, from 0 all the way over here, this part right here is 240 degree. The angle from 0 all the way to R, 240 degrees. Okay, and R is 2. Again, R is always positive. Okay, so be very careful of that. So this is how you write your answer. Again, this is what was given to us. X, Y. Change it to polar, R, theta. One more time. X, Y, R, theta. And theta is always in radians. Okay. Rectangular, polar, same location, just different writing. Rectangular, X, Y, polar, R, theta. Same location, just different writing. Okay. Now sometimes we don't want this answer. We can write in different ways. Okay. We know that earlier was pi over 3. Earlier was pi over 3. Okay. Now pi over 3 is 60 degree. We can put the negative in R just by flipping it. So right here, this answer right here is the same as this answer. It's just got flipped. How? Pi over 3 is technically 60 degree. So go back to our coordinate, 0 to 60. Okay, 0 to 60. And remember what I say about R. R is always positive. Okay, however, because it's negative, so 60 degrees somewhere here, 60 degrees somewhere here. Since R was negative, it got flipped down here. Okay, so that's just another way of writing the answer. Again, this is the same as this. Okay, this is the same as this. Okay, 60 degree, 60 degrees, so 0, 60 degree, because it's positive, go up. My R is negative. Remember, R is always positive, but because R is negative, it get flipped over here. So same answer, okay? Just different writing. Or you can rewrite this, okay? This right here, we know that circle is 360 degree. So 300 subtract 240, which gives me 120. We know that circle is 360. So 360 subtract 240 will give me 120. And this is negative 120. So here's 0. Since it's negative, go down. Negative 120. And R is also positive 2. Okay, right here. So where did the 120 come from? 360 subtract 240 will give me 120. However, why is it negative? Because from 0 to over here is negative 120. Okay. All right, because you're going down, that's why it's negative. Okay, and R is still positive. So there are 3 ways to write the same location in polar coordinate. This is the first version, second, third. All 3 of these coordinates in polar is the same location. Okay, so we can rewrite this. We can rewrite this into this format, then this one. Okay, all 3 of these coordinates is in the same place. Okay, just different version of it. Okay, again, rectangular, xy, polar, r, theta, same location. Okay, where these come from? This is just another way to write 2 comma 4 pi over 3. Okay, again, where does these two come from? It's just another way to write 2 comma 4 pi over 3. Where did the 60 come from? Right here, 60. Remember, r is negative, so if r is negative, it gets flipped over. Okay, so 60, 0, positive, 60, r negative 2, because r is negative, flip over. Okay, where the 120 come from? 360 subtract 240 will gives me 120. Okay, so from here going up this way is 240, but this part right here is 120, so I'm going down. That's the reason why 120 is negative, because I'm going down, and r is still positive. Okay, so this example is from rectangular to polar. Last example was polar to rectangular. Now it is rectangular to polar. Okay, so this is part 2 of polar coordinate.